Hey guys, it's Ross. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make a really easy Thai coconut and fish noodle soup. This recipe is out of Andy Ricker's noodle cookbook, which I've included a link to in the description. So the full name for this dish is Kuaytiaw Tom Yum Plaa Nam Khon, which means sour spicy noodle soup with fish and coconut milk. Tom Yum soup is probably a familiar dish to you, but Tom Yum actually refers to a large variety of Thai dishes that are all sweet, tart, and spicy, and they're almost all made with lemongrass, lime leaf, lime juice, fish sauce, and chili. One of the main flavor elements of this dish is makrut, which is a chili jam. You can make this, but it's a little labor intensive, and most store-bought varieties are pretty good. Just check the ingredients and make sure it includes shallot, garlic, tamarind, and chili, and it'll be the right thing. This is also one of the base flavorings of Tom Yum soup, and it's also served with satay usually, so even if you're just going to make this dish once, it's worth picking up a jar. You will also need coconut milk. Any brand is fine, but try to get a Thai one for this recipe. Also, when you're buying coconut milk, just check the ingredients and make sure they mainly contain just coconut, water, and maybe some preservatives. Try to avoid ones that have a whole bunch of sugar or other stuff. And if you can, pick up a boxed variety instead of a canned, as they usually tend to be a little better. This recipe uses dried flat rice noodles. Look for one that says Bon Pho on the front. And as always, if you're cooking Thai food, look for one that says a product of Thailand. You will also need any kind of white fish fillet. I'm using black sea bass, but anything works. I'm also starting with whole fish, but you can pick up just the fillets or frozen fillets. Fish balls, you can either make these fresh, which I've included a video link to, or frozen is also fine. And you'll also need shrimp. I like to use shrimp with the head still attached. They look really cool in the bowl. They're packed full of flavor. You can use the heads to make stock if you need it. If that's a little bit much for you, you can use just the tails. Just remember to turn the lights off before you have cilantro, lime, fried dried chilies, lemongrass, fresh Thai chili, makrut lime leaf, galangal, sawtooth basil, and of course fish sauce. To make your fried chilies, start with dried Thai chilies. Add them to a pan set over medium-low heat and about a tablespoon of any kind of neutral oil. Cook them for about 10 minutes, stirring constantly, and remove any seeds that might escape. We'll get several shades darker, and just remove them to a separate bowl as they finish. If you're using head-on shrimp, I can show you how to devein them while leaving the heads intact. Use scissors to trim up the legs and the antenna, and then carefully peel away the back shell, taking care not to peel the head off. Save your shells to make stock, which you can either use in the soup or for something else. After the shrimp is peeled, using a toothpick or a skewer, poke a hole in the second to last segment of the shrimp's tail, and the vein should easily pull out. If it doesn't slide out easily, try poking a hole closer to the head of the shrimp, and it should slide out that way. If you're using whole fish, start by running it inside and out under cool water. Mine's already been scaled and gutted, but you can use the back of your knife to check for any scales, because there's always a few that are left behind. You can also run your hand along the body of the fish to feel any scales you might have missed. Start by making an angled cut into the head of the fish. You can do a much steeper angle than I did. I ended up leaving a lot of meat behind. And then using about a ½ inch at the tip of your knife, run down along the spine, taking care to keep your knife close to the spine to not leave any meat behind. You can then start peeling back the fillet and start working around the individual rib bones. Try to avoid a sawing or hacking motion as much as possible. Instead, try to use long, smooth cuts to maintain the shape of the fillet. Once you get down past the rib cage, you can just follow the spine the rest of the way of the fish. And repeat the same thing on the other side. Clean up your fillets by cutting off any dark pieces of flesh or connective tissue. There's a blood pocket here. Fish blood does not taste very good, and you can just throw those pieces away. Next, feel around on the flesh side of the fish for any bones and peel them out with a pair of tweezers. If you don't have tweezers, you can use scissors. They work pretty well. Rinse them under water one final time, and you should have 2 clean fish fillets. You can save the bones for stock, or if you're crazy like me, you can cut them and deep fry them and eat them like fish potato chips. Whatever you do, cut your fillets into roughly 1-inch segments. Before we start prepping the other ingredients, just heat up a big pot of water to cook your noodles and start heating up your pork stock. If you don't have any stock that you're going to use, you can use your shrimp heads and fish bodies to make a quick fish stock. Cut the top half and bottom inch off of your lemongrass and peel off the outside layer. Use the back of a knife to smash it a little bit to release the oils. Cut it into 1-inch long segments. Cut your galangal into roughly 1/4-inch chunks. If you're using a wooden cutting board, take this time to put a damp towel underneath and it'll stop sliding around so much. Then finally slice your spring onion, cilantro, and sawtooth basil. Get the tips off of your chilies and then smash them with the side of your knife. As always, use fresh lime juice. It is not even comparable to the stuff you buy on a store shelf. Look at how delicious this looks. Damn! Shake up your coconut milk to blend in any fat that might have separated, and then add 3 tablespoons to a large noodle bowl. A tablespoon and a half of fish sauce, 2 tablespoons of lime juice, a teaspoon of sugar, 2 teaspoons of your Plaa chili jam, which is difficult to get off of a spoon, about 6 pieces of galangal, some lemongrass. Twist and tear your lime leaf to release the aroma, and then add your crushed chilies. If you're using dried noodles, soak them for about 10 minutes in warm water, and then cut them into roughly 10-inch segments. Add your fish balls, shrimp, fish, and noodles to a noodle basket and drop them into boiling water. Give your noodles a good toss with a pair of chopsticks so they don't stick together. Alternatively, you can cook them separately if you don't want to risk overcooking the noodles or the fish, or you can drop your seafood into your boiling stock. While your noodles are cooking, add a cup of whatever stock you're using to your soup bowl. Here I'm using a blend of shrimp stock and pork stock, but if you're pescatarian, you can use just shrimp. Cook until your noodles are tender, about a minute if you soak them or are using fresh noodles. Drain them well, and then pour them into your soup bowl. Give it a good stir to incorporate your chili jam and other ingredients, and then top with spring onion, cilantro, sawtooth herb, and your fried chilies.